Alright, so by now you guys have Dolphin and you have all the games you need. You're just wondering how to get your controller set up to act like a GameCube controller. Um, I know that it's automatically set to PC controls and those are impossible. Don't even try using those. So it's just a matter of switching over so that you get your controller set up and your PC knows what's going on here. So if you click on this controllers up here, these menus can look a bit crazy. But you just kind of ignore the crazy stuff and just go with it. So right up here we have our ports, so we can actually do more than just a controller. We can have steering wheel, dance mat, a bunch of crazy stuff. But for right now, we're just going over the controller, so just select that. You're going to go to configure here, and what's going to come up is this menu. And it's actually set to the keyboard and mouse, so it's going to have a bunch of letters that are used as the keys, as if you were playing on a keyboard, which is impossible. So basically we're going to want to switch it over to the controller here. So depending on how you have your controller plugged in, I actually have a receiver for my wireless 360 remotes, my Xbox ones. But if you have a wired 360 remote that works too, just whatever remote you're using, just make sure that it has a way to obviously plug into the computer and have all your controllers set up as far as that goes. But when you come into here, I'll have this little pop-down menu here, and it will actually say keyboard mouse is what it's set to now. You're going to want to go to gamepad, and that is whatever controller you have plugged in here. So that's going to make sure that it's not reading off the keyboard, it's reading off your remote. If you have to press refresh, do that, and it will pop up eventually if you're plugging it in as you're doing this. So now what you're going to go through is basically just redo the controls here. So right here you're going to see this A, you're going to click on it and select A on your remote, and you're going to go B, B, X, X, Y, Y, obviously. We've got the Z button here. Obviously, an Xbox 360 remote doesn't have a Z button, so I actually go with RB. I don't know why it said D there, sorry. I go RB, so it's just shoulder R. That's actually because GameCube remotes don't have LB and RB, and RB was where Z was on the GameCube remote. You're going to go to start and have start. You're going to go up, and the control stick you'll actually use as your left analog stick on your remote. So when you go up, just move your left stick up, then you move it down, left, right. So that'll just set that up there. You can have a radius, you can see exactly where I'm actually moving it there. You can set dead zones, that's all crazy stuff, but you can just leave it normal for now. C stick you'll use as your thumb analog stick, the right one. So you'll just go through here and you'll click up, you'll move up on there, down, left, right. So that's set there. Then for triggers, obviously L, and then R, and then you go to your D-pad and you'll go up on the D-pad, down, left, right. So now you're all set up here. You're going to want to make sure that you save this out because I've made the mistake of saving it and having it be deleted. So just right here in profile, just type in whatever name you want. Let's do remote, and just hit save. And now it's saved. Now you can just go up into this profile, drop it down, click remote, and click load if anything ever happens to this. So then you'll hit OK, and now your controller is completely set up. So now whenever you jump into a game, everything will work perfectly fine as far as the controller goes. So you guys can be all set up with that. Now if you want multiple controllers plugged in, like say you're playing a multiplayer game, which happened a lot with me and my friends, you'll just go into controller here and you'll just set up multiple controllers. So just set up standard controller, configure, and then load your own profile and hit load, and boom, you're all set. But for each, as you go through each device here, you have to remember that there's different gamepads. So if I had another remote plugged in, it would come in as X input 1 gamepad. So just make sure to select that, so not all these are set to the same controller. That wouldn't make any sense. So just make sure that X input 0 is set to port 1, X input 1 is set to port 2, X input 3 is set to port, well, you know, however it goes. Just make sure that you're all set with controllers there. So that's as far as you need to go as far as controllers work. That's about as far as it goes.